Hey guys, we got a bit of an interesting one, a little bit of drama in this one. So we got arguments from Gotcha Smack and Tenten, that is his name. I don't remember. Basically, 44111 versus 4331111. For those of you who have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about, move my face. We got so when echoes they have a cost, you can use up to the 12 cost. Uh, these are the two main builds that brings out the most for the 12 cost. It sounds wrong, but it is right. They got 43311. This is the main meta build everyone goes on everyone to maximize damage. No one's really arguing that this does more damage. Everyone knows this does more damage. The argument was 44111 is easier to farm, and so it's a good starting one for two reasons. One, uh, the 4 cost, you can just kill them, TP to a different 4 cost, kill it, and TP back. Versus the 3 cost, you have to go into the world and actually walk around and look for them. That, and there's more for the main stats on these 4 costs, like this crit damage. There's a bigger pool of possible things you can roll. For example, you got crit damage, defense, crit rate, blah 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 blah. Versus 3 costs, you have not only can they roll their own element for the set, you can also run Spectro, Energy Regen, Glacial, basically all the elements. Any of the echoes can roll in any of the elements. So finding the right element with a matching set is a huge pain in the ass. Is the gist of the whole argument. Now, this drama is basically dead and gone. So I'm a bit late to the party. But I decided to go through and do all the numbers because I figured that'd be a cool video to do. So don't forget to subscribe, and we're gonna get into the numbers right now. Alright, hopefully y'all can read that. If not, oh well, sucks to suck. Anyways, so first things first, starting at the top, we have the full damage formula. If you've never seen this, I'll include a link at the end of the video. I'll do one of those pictures over there somewhere. If you just click on the screen, it'll just take you straight to the video. Or you can just go to my channel and look. But it's the how to calculate damage video. So we're not going to go too depth in it. Just know that's the damage formula for Wuthering Waves. So first things first, we're going to go over some quick disclaimers, right? So first disclaimer, enemies that this was tested on is the same level as the Encore I used that had no echoes on it or anything. I stripped to Encore bare naked. Please don't cancel me. To test this just so there's less factors in it, right? We did put echoes on them obviously because this is the echo video, but they were +0, right? Or I upgraded the echoes and I didn't tune them. All to test this, right? So enemies are gonna be the same level. The enemy is not resisting our damage. We are killing cows and bears. No echo substats. Yeah, we use +25, no tunes. That being said, I can't show you that because a tropical storm hit my area and it's been 3 days since I wrote the script and made that. So, yeah, I got impatient and tuned him. But anyways, so there's no echo substats, there's no echo set effects. We made sure to not include that. No resonator dupes. Yeah, so it's fine with Encore because her resonator skill is with her auto attack. I just used her skill. Was it a skill? I don't remember what I used. It wasn't auto attack though. Same weapon, same skill, which is kind of obvious because I just used the same character. I just switched the echo set. And this is a big disclaimer. This is the big one. This is damage per hit. Damage per hit and damage per second are very different things, right? Damage per second is over a certain amount of time. Damage per hit is we're looking at one instance of damage. Okay, so TLDR, this is what the numbers came out to. So 433111. This is the maximum damage with a basically bare bone encore, right? And this is assuming you crit. So this is assuming you're running a 4-3-3-1-1. We're not taking any substats. You went crit damage on the 4, and you somehow crit with no crit rate because you don't have any substats. This is the most damage you're going to do with that, is 2139.21. Now, keep in mind, on your account, that number will probably be higher if you upgrade your echoes. Now, we did the same number without critting. Because if you're running a 4-3-3-1-1 and you're a min-maxing nerd, you're probably running crit damage on your 4 cost. So, with a crit, you're at 22,139. Without critting, you are at a flat 1,102. Now, this is very important. So when I calculated 44111, I figured there's no point in calculating it without the crit, right? So this is damage per hit, not DPS. So DPS, when you're actually fighting, you have to consider that you're not going to be critting every single hit, right? That's where crit rate matters. So if you're running 4411111 and you have a crit damage on both of your 4 costs, meaning you have, I have it listed down here. I want to say it's 200 something crit damage. 2.44 crit damage is if you're running 2 4 cost crit damage pieces. With critting, you will be hitting 1,723 damage with critting. So between 43311 critting and 441111 on a crit, the damage is 24% difference. Now, keep in mind, that's not a flat 24% damage difference. That is a exponential. So the more you upgrade your account, the more upgrade your characters, that 24% damage gap widens or shrinks, depending, right? Depending on a lot of factors, like crit rate, crit damage. That's mostly the main one. Okay. So keep in mind, I also calculated this. You may be thinking, why the fuck would I ever run crit rate main stat on a 4 cost? Well, if you're trying to be budget and cheap, right, you're going to run crit rate on your 4 cost. That way your DPS is higher and you're not caring about your deep damage per hit. But I was curious, if 43311 doesn't crit, but 44111 with crit rate crits, what's the damage difference? And I have fucking tragic news, kind of. So the damage difference is 43311 is 1,102. Your good old crit rate build is at 1,085. So the difference is literally 17 damage. That is the difference. Keep in mind this is without set effects and all the disclaimers. But yeah, this is rough. This is the last calculation I did have just to consider DPS is without critting on your 44111, you are only doing 723 damage. That is without elemental damage because you're not running 33, you're running 2 4s. And without critting, you are down 50% damage. And if you do crit, because you're running a crit rate set to make sure you crit, you are basically doing the same damage as 43311 does when they don't crit. So, at the end of the day, if you can get a 43311 set, even if you don't have good substats, if it's on the right set, it will do more damage than 44111. The only time 44111 does more damage is if you're running double crit damage and you have decent crit rate substats. Then it will do more damage than 43311. But if you have a good 43311 set with good substats, it will damage everything by a mile. So that is the tragic news. Here's the calculations, just to show examples. I plugged in everything where it needs to be plugged in the damage formula. If you want an explanation on the damage formula, I do have another video for that, so I'm not going to reiterate myself too much. This is just more me, like when the math teacher tells you to show your work, this is me showing my work, um, showing you an example. But yeah, really fucking tragic news. 44101. I was curious if 44101 in a world would do more damage. I'm so tired and lazy and sick of math by this point. I'm gonna do, I think I have one more video queued up where it's defense versus HP. I was curious if you can get your crit damage insanely high, like if you get crit damage on all your pieces and run 44101, you'd have like 300 plus crit damage. I am curious to know if that's more than elemental damage. So if anyone out there loves doing math and doesn't feel bad about it, that would be a lot harder to calculate though because crit damage subsets are RNG, so you'd have to find the average first. But yeah, if you have anything to say about this drama that's basically dead, don't forget to leave a comment. I try to read as many as I can. If you're an asshole, I usually just ignore you. Sometimes I might respond. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Have a good day.